More breaking news, in fact, now coming in Canada. U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc has said that the decision to drop retaliatory tariffs puts Ottawa in a better position to negotiate changes to U.S. President Trump's devastating duties on key sectors and eases tensions ahead of a review of critical continental trade agreement. He's also added Canada's responsibility as a government is to get the best deal they can for Canadian businesses and Canadian workers. So this is quite interesting. Of course, Canada strategy being decoded today. Sumit, will ties between Canada and the US now improve? There's been a bit of a flip-flop. Will this trade deal be worked out now with this fresh move by Canada is the big question.
Well, there are three logics to it. The first logic is that even we have not put any retrospective tariffs on United States of America, because the reason is our governor of RBA was very clear. Putting retrospective tariffs will hurt the economy. This kind of an impact might be 0.1 to 0.4% on the GDP. But if you put retrospective tariffs on United States of America, that is going to hurt the economy. So we took the interest in the national interest. We decided not to do that because the logics and the numbers say that. Now, even when Dr. Jaishankar mentioned about the oil, he was very clear that the Americans advised us to keep the global oil prices under control and not have a global inflation. Kindly go and buy the Russian oil in the good of the whole world. And of course, that saved us a lot of $1 billion. So we did that. So it was not Americans who advised, and we exactly followed them because it was our interest. And they requested us to do that to keep the oil prices under control. Now, talking about that specifically in Canada, Uday, look, the problem here is that the Trump is unpredictable. Tomorrow, he may say, okay, I'm okay with this, you have a trade deal. One of the bones of contention in our trade deal is, okay, if we, let's say, settle at 25% tariff in a trade deal, but then you can't say, okay, this sector, another 10%. Okay, in this condition, another 15%. Or if you go to BRICS, another 10%. So if you have a trade deal, it's final. Nothing forward, nothing backward, it's done. But you can't have those spatial conditions which are arbitrary in nature, and you can impose them on your whims and fancies. Now, if Trump was and America was not willing to give a guarantee on that, so the trade deal could not happen. So now the question here is, Uday, does Canada have a guarantee on that? Trump can agree on a 15%, let's say 20%, whatever. But tomorrow he might say, okay, you are doing this, I'll put another 10%. You are doing this, I'll put another 10%. Now today, the tariffs is not about trade or balance of trade. The tariffs are about imposing your will and interfering in the internal affairs of a country. That is why Trump is using these tariffs, because you are using them to get your leverage within the elected governments of a particular country, which is unfair.
For more such videos, subscribe to the Newsx YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.